The Department of Veterans Affairs turning to a new frontier in medical research, testing whether GLP-1 medications, the same class of drugs behind the weight loss boom, could help veterans battling alcoholism. The new clinical trial will examine whether these medications can reduce alcohol cravings and help develop new tools for treating addiction. Joining me now, Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Doug Collins. Secretary, good morning. Thank you for being with us.
Cheryl, it's always good to be with you.
Yeah, so tell us about this trial. So I was looking at it. It's going to be about 600 veterans. You're going to do this trial across 18 different VA centers. What more can you tell us this morning about it?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we were, under President Trump, we try to do everything we can to put veterans first. And this is something a lot of people don't realize, that the VA had a large impact in development of the GLP-1 drugs. I mean, so this is something the research part of VA has been doing for a long time. But this is another opportunity to see if we can help those who are struggling with addictions. And I think this is something that, look, and that's why the trials are going to be started. That's why we have 600 people in it. We're doing it the right way. We're doing it under protocols so that we can, give help to those who need help. And I think nothing is a cure-all for everything that happens. There's no, one shot, so to speak, that can cure everything. But if we're providing resources and tools that can help some get off of the addictions, then, hey, that's worth a try.
Now, so this targets the issue of alcoholism, but what other major health concerns are your members telling you that are most important to them right now? What are the main ailments that are being treated at VAs across the country?
Well, I think the biggest things is just coming off of normal stuff. Sometimes we try to separate VA out into this like its own separate healthcare system, and really, frankly, we're not. We treat the best people in the world. We have the veterans population we treat, but we still have the same issues of diabetes, the same issues of heart conditions and respiratory conditions. But we also have the toxic exposure that was found with a lot of our GWAT veterans who come back from burn pits and other things over the years. Agent Orange going all the way back to Vietnam. So, really, what we see a lot of right now is, post-traumatic stress. We see TBIs, the traumatic brain injuries, concussions. So we treat a wide variety of things, that are unique to the veteran population. But then we also do the normal, everyday kind of stuff, from diabetes to heart conditions to, lungs, those kind of things as well. So it's, and even, again, controlling the preventative side is really what we're trying to focus on, to make sure that veterans stay healthy so that in the long term they can live long, productive lives. And
they're not on these medications for life and bring down heart disease, bring down cholesterol, yes, blood pressure, et cetera. No, I agree. And, the Trump administration just launched this new push to connect your veterans with careers in the trucking industry, the Freedom Haulers Initiative. You're going to leverage skills that a lot of these veterans already have, their experience operating large vehicles. This also addresses workforce needs across the country. Now, President Trump spoke about this at the Pennsylvania Defense and Innovation Summit. Watch.
My administration will soon take historic action to get illegal alien truck drivers who are just killing a lot of people. They can't read signs. Many of them are on drugs or alcohol, and they shouldn't be driving these things. And they came in totally illegally, and we don't want them, but they are driving all over American roadways, and we're going to replace them with proud American veterans who are going to take our veterans, who are going to make them. We're going to teach them a lot about driving trucks, and in many cases they know. We're going to say any American who's driven a heavy truck for our military will automatically be eligible for a commercial driver's license.
So, Secretary, this is another way that your department is helping these service members transition into high-demand jobs, and we should say high-paying jobs. So what more can you tell us about this?
Oh, well, again, it goes back to the President Trump's philosophy of putting our veterans first and giving them opportunities. And also, it's great to partner with Sean Duffy at the Department of Transportation to find ways that we can actually help veterans not only get jobs, but get those skills. It's amazing to me that we put young men and young women, 18, 20, 30-year-olds, we put them in charge of $1 million equipment. But yet when they come out, many times employers wouldn't even let them, push a broom in many ways. And that's such a sad way to look at it, because these are some of the most highly skilled, highly trained, highly motivated, determined people we have in our workforce. Hey, why don't we put them behind a truck? They've been driving big rigs before. Let's put them behind the wheels, because they're going to do it safer. They're going to do it better. And I think this is just a wonderful way to not only help our economy, but also help our veterans, because one of the things is when you have veterans who have jobs, they have security, then they can transition out of military life into civilian life so much easier.
And again, using those skills from the battlefield in the corporate world. And I think that is such a big push, and it has been for years. I'm glad that you are pushing this through with to your your point, with other department heads there at cabinet officials. So you are also, and you've been doing this since the beginning, you're looking to cut more red tape. You've got this new proposal. It minimizes paperwork that the veterans' families have to do when they're applying for benefits. And the agency says these changes can make it faster, easier for millions of these veterans and survivors to access the support that they've earned, and also modernize government services. Secretary, tell us more.
Yeah, this is an easy one. Look, Congress has been, a great partner, but sometimes, as you move through this, we found things that they passed and that we are working on now, and things that we're just going ahead and saying, look, let's just do simple things that the department's been gifted, ability to do. Why are we having so many pages of paper to get the benefits that they've already earned so that they can apply for those? And again, instead of making it 20 pages, let's make it 6 or 7 pages. Let's get the information we need without having to burden the veteran to having to prove every single point when we already have the records that can show what their benefits are and what the medical conditions that they have. We're also using our technology to make scheduling much easier. One of the things is right now we're rolling out a scheduling program across the country. In fact, it has the electronic scheduling where they can actually see their doctors in the hospitals, but also community care. This is something we don't talk about as much. We talk about it all the time, but people don't seem to realize it. We're doing more in community care and getting the veteran the ability to have their own choice in doctors, from the VA doctors to the community care doctors, what fits them best, than anybody in any administration so far, and we're seeing more and more of that rise. So really, it's all about putting veterans first and doing what we can do to make sure that they get the health care and benefits that they deserve.
Absolutely. And Secretary, before you go, speaking of this all-of-one government approach that we're seeing under the Trump administration, the president had a cabinet meeting at Camp David on Friday, and again, we see all of you and your colleagues around the table with the president. Talk about these experiences. You've now been obviously in the job about a year and a half now. Talk about the relationship that you have with other cabinet officials and with the president that we see on our televisions in these meetings.
Well, I think it's definitely more of a very collegial, very family-orientated group. A lot of us knew each other before we actually were named to come to the cabinet. Many of us had worked, of course, with the president before in the first term. But I think what you see is a cabinet that believes in one thing. It's not a siloed function. I'm not just VA. Pete's not just Department of War. Brooks not just agriculture. All these things. We all see how we can work together. And I've being in Congress for 8 years. I saw administrations that never worked together. They never even seemed to talk to each other. And we actually, we communicate regularly. On any given week, I talk to probably, most of the cabinet in some ways, texting or talking in some ways, and just saying, hey, what have you got going on? If we have a question, we call each other and say, hey, is this something that you can do, or is this something that you go? And I think that comes from the leadership of President Trump saying, look, go do your job. He is providing the leadership over the country to say, hey, we want to put America first. We want to put our veterans first, put everybody first. But you've got to do that with an integrated approach to government. And this cabinet is one that is very integrated in that proposal.
So different from what we saw under the Biden administration, Secretary. It's been fascinating to watch. Secretary Doug Collins, thank you for being here, sir.